What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Anytime Anywhere podcast, where you're liable to hear anything at any given time. I am the host, the one and only Jaleesa Kayla. I don't think it's another Jaleesa Kayla. Like, if it is, that's wild. I already feel some type of way because I've met people throughout life with my first name, and then to add the Kayla, like that's special. So if any one of y'all out there are named Jaleesa Kayla, like, so what you telling me, like, my grandmom's not creative? Like, especially if you older than me. If you younger than me, then you gotta give it to me. Like, you got your name from me. That's it. That's how I view that. But I'm your host, Jaleesa Kayla. Today is Saturday. Okay. I don't know what day it is whenever you're hearing this, but we're gonna say that today is Saturday, okay? In the Anytime Anywhere podcast world. Today is Saturday. We still in September, y'all. We almost out. That's crazy how we almost out. I don't know if y'all can hear the sirens or not, but I've been trying to record this podcast. Like, I don't know how many times I've tried to record this podcast. Like, I lost count at this point. I know it's the Anytime Anywhere podcast, but god damn, like y'all didn't intend to the emergency yet. When I tell y'all this shit been going on for the last 10 minutes. Just listen. Like, this shit is blowing me. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, prayers up for anyone that could possibly be, in harm's way. Hopefully everyone is well. And it's a false alarm, but God, Lee. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, it's the top of the hour. It is 1 p.m. currently, Eastern Standard Time. It's overcast today. Overcast today, not too cool. Well, it's a little windy. I don't know. I got on a hoodie and a long sleeve. Like, I don't know if I really like that or not. Um, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. I need some warm weather. I can't wait to escape to like sandy beaches and blue waters. This just doesn't listen. Everybody's hyped for, getting dressed for the fall and oh, I really throw that shit on for the fall. That's your business and that's all good. But listen, I like to be dressed in the sun. Like, I like to be sun kissed by the sun. I like to wear the sun. I don't need clothes. I like to wear the sun. Like, I don't listen. I love getting dressed just like the next person, probably sometimes more than the next person, okay? However, yeah, I don't want to be buried alive in my clothes. Like, I don't know. It's just me. It's just me. Like, I love the summertime. I love the warm weather, all of that. But y'all, I've been, getting acclimated to the cool weather and accepting the fact that fall is here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just gotta accept it, girl, until you can either move to South America or until you can fully become a resident of like Florida or somewhere that's constantly always warm. Then it's just what you gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying? Creator, Most High, give me the knowledge to know that there's some things that I can't change, and give me the courage to change the things that I can change to make my life better. Speaking of changing things and switching things up, since we on the topic, y'all, I've been allowing myself to enjoy more of life. First of all, I've been checking back into like the things I enjoyed as a kid, which was like finding new music. I don't know. I come from an era like where I saw my cousins recording music on cassette tapes from the radio, and I would do that shit. Like, and on the radio they play all the same songs constantly, constantly, constantly. But although I would listen to the radio and record music once I learned how to, y'all remember LimeWire and shit like that, like, and finding new music for like your MySpace page, y'all. I've allowed myself to enjoy new music. Like, I was never opposed to listening to new music. However, I just got to this space one point to where I was like stuck in the past. I wouldn't listen to anything new. Now, of course, we know it's attributed to the fact that a lot of the new musicians and like rappers and shit like that, like they don't really be talking about anything. It really be the beat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time for us melanin American folk, it's the beat. Okay, we thrive off of a beat. We thrive off of frequency. So when you couple a bomb ass beat with some whack ass words, it's just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm like my brain cells, like one at a time, like they're slipping away from me. So I just got stuck in my ways, and I was like, only give me oldies, only give me, like classical music. Oh my gosh, y'all, speaking of listening to new music, I've been getting into Baroque, but that's like a side quest. But I was stuck in like, just listening to the same shit. However, although they're my jams, we all know that music can take you back in time. And a lot of the songs that I loved, I realized were like linked to different people and situations in my life where it was like, now I can't listen to the song without thinking about you. And I'm not really trying to think about you. Like, I wish you well, but I'm trying to, like, stay over here in my bubble and, like, not dwell on the past. Like, it was fun. It was what it was. I've moved on. There's no negativity surrounding it. However, I don't want to think about you. I don't want to think about us. I don't want to think about this. So I was like, you know what? You need to, like, in order to jump into a new timeline, in order to like uh, sidestep the old shit, I was like, start listening to new music. And y'all, I've come across so many different artists, but I was like, where have you been all my life? Like, where have I been? Why was I not previously put on to this music? Like, all y'all guys that put me onto music, why didn't y'all put me onto the shit that I just found? Every guy wants to like claim, oh, you didn't start listening to this until I introduced you. Like, I remember when I discovered Larry June, somebody was like, somebody who totally did not put me on to Larry June tried to claim that they put me on to Larry June. Whole time it was somebody else. Ooh. And I didn't tell him that. I was just like, no, you did not. Like, for shit, sure, you did not put me on to Larry. But that was like years ago. However, one of my personal favorites, and nobody put me onto this man. Okay, I just grew up in the times where his shit was hot, and oh my gosh, like I can't get enough of him. Speaking of new music, have any of you been listening lately to the genius known as K Camp? Okay, listen. All I'm gonna say is I think his new album Kiss Six dropped like maybe like it's probably been about a month now. I allowed myself to listen to it, the full thing, this past weekend while I was prepping for vending. Y'all, why ain't nobody tell me? Like, first of all, K Camp, wink, wink. Hey, Camp. K Camp is like a genius, y'all. Like, when is he gonna IPO on the stock market? I'm gonna need him to come up with some type of stock already for his music and his artistry because it's a given that his anything he drops is gonna go. Like, you would be a dumbass to try to short sell a K Camp stock. Like, and those, I know the reference may be going over a lot of y'all's heads, but that's for the people who know a little something something about the stock market. I'm hyped. um, but that's a stock that you would not like short sell. K Camp is somebody that you should not count out. K Camp is somebody that you should know from way back when all the way up until now. Like, anything he drops is fucking golden. Listen, I'm not an album girly. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I hear a song from, well, I used to not be an album girly. Let me just say that. Like, I want to say me listening to albums in full, like EPs and shit like that, probably died down in like 2013, 2014. um and depending on the artist, every once in a blue I would like, listen to somebody new and give the whole album a try. But if I was good with the one song that went mainstream, I was good with that. Like, I don't need to hear the rest of your stuff. And I think it was because when I would like a song that was mainstream and playing on the radios and playing on the internet and stuff like that, going viral, when I would go to the album, it was like, ooh, the rest of everything else is trash. Mm. And the only person that stayed consistent for moi was like Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Tyler, the creator, of course, one of my favorite artists. Like, I could listen to his shit all the way through. Love that man. Okay. Another freaking genius. Okay. Um, but yeah, K Camp, like, I gave his album a spin, Kiss Six, and the shit is fucking like phenomenal. Okay. Um, I was just listening to it and it got better with every song. Like, every song, it just got better and better and better to the point where I was just like, just push it in my ear. Just pause. Like, just push it in my ear. Like, I can't listen fast enough, like, to all of this greatness. Oh my gosh. Listen, shit was fucking lit. He has some of my favorite songs, and some of his features are Ari Lennox. You know, that's my girl. Another genius, lyrically, like a freaking song per. How rude! See, I'm trying to record a podcast. I love saying that. Listen, Ari is on the album. Song is called "Floating." Fucking love it. Another one of my favorites is "Early Morning" with I think that has what's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm drawing a blank with his name. I'll come back to that. But that's one of my favorites too. Um, a pleasant surprise was T.I. T.I. is on the album, and the song with him is called "Do It." Listen, when I heard it, I said, "That's where Tip went." Like, this is that fucking T.I., that Tip that used to send me. Like, I was a little too young, but I was just like, "Damn, T.I., I'm trying to see what that be like." Like, listen, T.I. was talking his shit. Another one of my favorites. You gotta know me and really, really know me, and the only person that like really, 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 really knows me to this extent is the Most High. Eric Billinger is on the album, y'all. Body Calling. Listen. And then there's another young lady, I believe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. Asia. Listen, when she hit that, I'm on your heels. And at the beginning and the end of the song, she tat it up, tat it up. Listen, what I got, like, it's so many. I fell in love with M.O.N.E. I fell in love with M.O.N.E. It's like, when I say the whole album, y'all, there's only one song that I skip over, and that's just because it was given, like, it was aligning with the lifestyle that I no longer live, when it's on some like, yeah, pull up, we fucking, we know what it is, me, you know what I mean, like, we like that but we not like that. I don't want to listen to that for personal reasons. However, a good song, that's the only song I skip over, y'all. Like, I promise, everything else is a fucking go. But speaking of M.O.N.E. money, has any of you gotten to a place where you're like finally falling in love with money, like in a healthy way? Like, like, a healthy relationship has a balance. There's going to be ebbs and flows, you know what I'm saying, in every relationship, but it won't feel like a threat to your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to money, not having it or having too much, you might not want to spend, you might want to spend, you overly spending, or you being real tight with it. Listen, everybody's relationship with money looks different, but you have to have an understanding and a respect for money. Like, you gotta use it as a tool and not allow it to use you, and not try to get, well, should I say, not use it to try to get over on other people. It just doesn't like to be misused, just like your partner or you don't want to be misused in a relationship. So it's the same thing when it comes to money. um and as a human, all of us being human, having a spiritual experience, um when we have these relationships, we have to learn how to, like, find a good balance, and then from there just continue to grow with it. Like I said, when it comes to the stock market, knowing how to, knowing what stocks to short sell and which ones to hold on to long term, knowing how to, utilize your money as a tool and not something that, needs to be exploited. I don't know. And you don't want to become dependent on it. Like, I don't know. I've just been growing in that way, when it comes to money, but using it to like l- thrive and learn and get to the next step versus it be the end all be all. Like, no, we still got shit to do. But yeah, when it came to listening to Kid Camp's album, like I was mad that it was so fucking good. I'm like, how could I be sleeping on this? And I can relate to him. I think it was on his it was during his interview with, what's that man's name? Cam Newton, on his podcast. I listened to that recently, and although I've heard him say this in another interview as well, K Camp would get upset when his fans and different people would tell him how much they loved his old work. And he was like, "Oh yeah, like, well, what about my new work?" And I was like, "You know what? I can't say I'm a fucking K Camp fan if I don't go listen to his new work. Like, let me stop being stuck in my ways." And y'all, when I listened, I was like, "Yo, oh my gosh, like, where have you been all my life?" Like, it's just so fun and fresh and flirty. Like, I can see the growth within himself as an artist, and even personally listen to his interview. Like, and he a tourist. Camp, hey Camp. Need me a little Taurus that's gonna listen. I need a Taurus that's gonna balance out with this Capricorn, Earth energy that I got. Mm. But anyways, y'all, I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick. And yeah, do something new, do something fun, do something out of the ordinary, find balance and all of those good things. I just wanted to share that with y'all. If you haven't listened to it, of course this is not sponsored, or nothing like that. Camp, I love you. um yeah, go give it a listen. And if not Kid Camp, then whoever your favorite artist is, or if you don't have a favorite artist, or if you've already listened to your favorite artist's album 100 times over, go find some new music, y'all. Like, listen, I've always been into classical music, right? Shout out to my fifth grade teacher, Miss Witherspoon. She would turn on classical music anytime we came from like lunch and we were about to take a test. Like, she would just have us calm down, turn the lights out, set the mood so that we could be able to focus, um and just like balance out from being at recess and running around and yelling and all that. So because of her, I've always been a girl who knew about classical music and who would tune into classical music for like studying and refocusing and stuff like that. But as of recent, I've started playing it more heavy, y'all. Baroque, that's my shit. A lot of y'all favorite trap songs and like R&B and shit like that stems from different notes and key instruments that are played for classical music. Like, when I say no words and it's a bop, I be bopping to classical music like it was the newest fucking drill song just released. Listen, do yourself a favor and tap into something new. You never know, you might like it. And after you finish doing that, well, actually, before you do that, before you click off this video, if you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what's your favorite K Camp song if you listen to the album. And if you haven't, go listen and come back and tell me what's your favorite song. Like, stop. Don't be a weirdo. Like, do that. And after you do all of that, after you listen, after you like, after you share, after you subscribe, be sure to love yourself always and always. And I will see you guys in my next episode. Mwah! Bye, you guys. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Anytime